tWitch was blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
I just wanted to say the past 11 days have been really tough for everyone. But to honor tWitch, I think the best thing that we can do is to laugh and hug each other and play games.
You won't believe what's going on right now. Diddy, the guy we all thought had everything, tried to blackmail our girl tWitch. The whole internet is talking about it, and everyone's asking if it's really true. Hold on tight because we're about to spill some serious tea that's going to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about these celebs. This isn't just some rumor. It's leaked videos causing a bigger stir in Hollywood than a Taylor Swift breakup song.
tWitch was blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes. I ain't saying this is true. I'm just trying to see what they have to say. But we all know the connection with Ellen and Diddy. We all know that they were tight. He had been on her show many times. So nothing would surprise me. But
all right, listen up because I've got a story that's gonna blow your mind. Picture this. Diddy, the man who's usually untouchable, walking around looking like he's the king of the world. But something's off. The guy who normally stays cool is suddenly sweating like crazy. What happened? At first, it was just whispers, rumors floating around, as they always do in this industry. But this time, the gossip was wild. Talk of blackmail, secret videos, and Diddy being involved in something shady. Nobody saw this coming. Here's the straight-up truth. Diddy tried to pull a fast one on our boy tWitch. Yeah, the same tWitch we all love from Ellen's show, the guy with the moves and the $1 million smile. Apparently, Diddy thought he had some dirt on tWitch that was worth more than all the gold in his mansion. And if you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed Diddy acting weird lately, canceling events, dodging interviews, and looking around like someone's after him. Remember that time he showed up at the BET Awards looking like he'd seen a ghost? Now we know why. He was probably scared his little blackmail scheme was about to blow up in his face. But the real question is, what did tWitch know that had Diddy so shaken up? tWitch has always been the golden boy of dance, spreading joy like wildfire, but could he be hiding something darker than Diddy's sunglasses collection?
we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
We go so far back. You don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear T-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's.
I mean,
you hold that.
Okay.
All right.
I keep this. Take two if the joke didn't work. I
No, it's okay.
I don't want no problems.
No, it's okay.
No, hold on. Hey, so
when I tell y'all that people are not joking about connecting all the dots in this Diddy case, guys out here are probably doing more investigative work than the feds. Well, now allegedly there's a connection between how tWitch died and Diddy, and allegedly it has a lot to do with Ellen DeGeneres and all the allegations that made rounds about her illegally transporting kids across borders and attending Diddy's parties. Word on the street is that tWitch possessed dark, compromising evidence involving both DeGeneres and Diddy, and because of that, he had.
I'd like what as you know, when he passed away, that immediately was coming out. They were already saying that Ellen had something. That's what they were saying that came out. Not too much of Diddy, but Ellen. So again, take these videos with a grain of salt, but I ain't gonna be boo-boo the fool to think that this stuff can't exist.
To go.
Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. What time do you stay up till?
I stay up till like maybe 6 in the morning. I'm back up at like 10:30, 11.
6 in the morning? What do you do every night till 6 in the morning? You don't go to clubs every night.
No, I mean, I make love a lot. And,
That's
Ellen,
my favorite answer ever.
I told you when I came on the show I was going to be completely honest and expose myself to the world.
Yo.
Okay, guys, y'all remember when Twitch died? It was reported that he checked in at the Oak Tree Inn and was supposed to check out the following day at 11 a.m. When he didn't check out, a hotel keeper went to knock on his door, and that is when they discovered his lifeless body and a self-inflicted injury. As much as the news was devastating, people said that it didn't make sense that Twitch would just unalive himself. I mean, he had just celebrated his 9th anniversary with his wife Allison, sharing throwback images from their wedding and writing, "Happy anniversary, my love," at Allison Holker, #9 years. Allison also shared a reel on Instagram in honor of their anniversary, writing, "It's our 9th anniversary. I couldn't be more grateful to celebrate this perfect, magical day." In addition, Twitch and Allison were even talking about having another kid. Well, naturally, fans started looking for what could have gone wrong, and the first place they looked was at his wife Allison, who allegedly was pretty sketchy about the whole situation. For starters, as soon as the news of the death went live, Allison...
You know, a lot of people were saying, like, a lot of people were trying to ask, like, is there a time limit on when you're supposed to move on? Because Allison, you know, his wife, she's dating someone right now. So a lot of people were saying they think it's too soon. People were saying let her live her life. That's completely up to her. If she feel like she's ready to move on, but I know for me, it would be extremely hard to like open myself up to someone again, being that I've been with my wife for so long. It'd be tough. But it's like you hope these things aren't true, man, because it gets really, really, really dark.
Now, let's talk about that video that's got everyone freaking out. It starts off pretty normal. Diddy in his home studio looking like he's ready to drop the biggest hit of 2023. But then, out of nowhere, he starts talking about Twitch like he's gotten trapped. It gives off that asterisk, "I know what you did last summer *5, you feel me? Diddy's all smug, thinking he's about to pull off Hollywood's biggest scandal. But honey, that's just the beginning. Diddy makes a huge mistake. He starts dropping dates, locations, and names that only someone truly tangled in this mess would know. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You can't look away. Diddy thought he was making moves like a chess master. It turns out he was about to checkmate himself. The real kicker? Twitch isn't even in the video, but his presence is everywhere. It's like Diddy's talking to a ghost, threatening someone who's not even there. And let me tell you, the look in Diddy's eyes is a far cry from the usual cocky swagger. This is the man who's scared, like his empire's about to come crashing down faster than a sandcastle in a storm. That's your first taste of this wild ride, but don't get too comfy. This story's got more twists than a pretzel factory. We've only scratched the surface of what's really going on with Diddy and Twitch. Trust me, the next part of this scandal is going to have you grabbing your pearls and calling your mama. If you thought this was juicy, honey, you ain't seen nothing yet.
It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies. They're not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape. Doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking, and they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, Because if he had 250 tapes 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he haven't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man then led them probably, allegedly led them to damnation because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you got to take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what was what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just gotta listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bruh, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? So had the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So he always played those kind of up games on people. So to have those cameras and know what he was doing, it's going to give him the ups on everybody who came to that party. Even your favorite basketball player. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. We know who said that. He may be one of the persons got caught up in the Diddy party.
LeBron said that, but yeah, you might be right. You know, it sounds like he had all them hidden cameras to use it against people.
I think that was said in the indictment, right? That was said in the indictment. You know, somebody, I think Dawn may have said that. I don't know for sure. And correct me if I'm wrong. He would, even if you didn't want to do something, he would tell the individual, well, I got you on tape doing it before. And the person would feel pressured in having to do something or come and do something at the party or be at the party because he already had him on tape right then and there. But what you think when you do it the second time? He's still gonna have you on tape. Those tapes is the one who's killing because people don't understand this. Little Rod, he's taping for Diddy in some occasions. When he wrote his indictment up, when he wrote his when his lawyer wrote up his briefs and submitted it, he must have had he must have been a prosecutor somewhere or something like that, because he wrote it up like it was an indictment. You understand? Saying all the stuff that had happened. Then people don't understand this. After he wrote it up and he had the tapes and everything, they sent that to the feds. The feds opened up a case on that. Everybody think it's happened. Oh, the feds looked at Cassie getting beaten, and then they just opened up a case. Nah. I think it was more so Lil Rob and them sending the feds that information. They put in a civil suit, then sent the other stuff over to the feds, and it read like an indictment. So they had to look at it because they see some crimes that was committed in that. And lo and behold, they do a raid on the house. So, to get back to your question, all the footage and everything that they have is going to either help, it's going to help them get some more people or get enough people just to hang Diddy.
Remember when I said we were just getting started? Well, buckle up because we're about to spill some serious tea about Twitch that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about him. What kind of skeletons could be hiding in the closet of daytime TP's favorite dancer? Let's just say it's enough to make even Diddy break a sweat. You thought you knew Twitch, right? The guy with the $1 million smile and the moves smoother than butter on a hot biscuit. We've seen him light up the stage on Asterisk, so you think you can dance Asterisk, charm everyone on Asterisk, Ellen Asterisk, and become the ultimate #husband goals with Allison Hoker. He was the guy who could make your grandma want to bust a move. Pure sunshine, spreading joy faster than gossip in a hair salon. But honey, behind that megawatt smile, a storm was quietly brewing, one that no one saw coming. Word on the street is that Twitch was sitting on a secret so big, it could bring down the Hollywood sign itself. We're talking about tea so juicy, it could rewrite everything we thought we knew about our favorite dancer. And you know what? Diddy was after it. Now, I can't say for sure what that secret is, but let me paint you a picture. Imagine something so scandalous, it could make even the toughest publicist in LA drop their phone. We're talking dirt so deep, it could turn Twitch's squeaky clean image into something messier than a pig in a rainstorm.
Basically trying to silence us all, saying, nope, 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 no more lawyers or victims can speak forward. Is this legal? Is this actually something that could happen?
Well, I don't think it's going to work. What he's ultimately saying is that he has a right to a fair trial, which would include a impartial jury. And by the time this thing goes to trial next year, will they be able to find anyone to serve on that jury who does not already have formed opinions negatively about Diddy based on all this press coverage? So that's what he's arguing, and he's saying, hey, this needs to stop so that jurors can come in who don't already have preconceived notions of his guilt. The problem is that these statements are not being made by the prosecutor. The court certainly has authority over the parties and their lawyers to tell them to stop speaking or limit their speech, more accurately, leading up to a trial if it would result in an unfair trial occurring. But here, this letter that Diddy's lawyers are filing are directed towards the media, which there is like no way that a U.S. court can tell the media not to report on something. There's maybe one national security exception that's been recognized many, many years ago, and even that's in question. So you can't tell the media stop reporting. That's the silliness that if that's what they're suggesting.
This isn't your typical celebrity drama. If Diddy's suspicions were true, it could flip the whole game upside down, shaking up not just Twitch's career, but the entire industry. Imagine finding out your favorite dancer had a secret so shocking, it'll leave you speechless. Now, you're probably wondering, why would Diddy risk everything for this? Well, in Hollywood, info is power. If Diddy thought he had the ultimate leverage, he might have figured he could control more than just the music industry. Or maybe he was worried that secret could come back to haunt him too. Here's where it gets good. When Twitch caught wind of Diddy's blackmail plan, he didn't back down. Sources say he stood his ground, refusing to let Diddy play him on national TV. Rumor has it, Twitch hit back with a response that had Diddy shook. He told Diddy to take his threats and shove them, making it clear no one, not even the king of Bad Boy Records, could push him around. Twitch may look like sunshine, but underneath all that charm is a man of steel. The next part of this story will show just how much fire Twitch got inside. When the heat was on, he didn't just dance, he set the whole stage on fire.
Secondly, the other people who have identified themselves as victims and have sued are not necessarily even part of the indictment. We're not clear on that because the indictment does not name the victims, and we've seen all these people that have come up with the Busby lawsuits, and we're not sure that any of the people who are suing and whose lawyers are making statements in the press or even named or will be victims in the criminal case. So, the fact that there's a lot of people out there saying things could be just the result of the fact that he harmed a lot of people, and he just needs to be accountable for that, and he really can't stop them from speaking.
So it's interesting because as we go through these letters and exhibits, they really have been trying everything, but they make a point, and there's a section of this Daily Beast article that is interesting because this lawyer, Ariel, is saying her research says that the baby oil could be used as a conduit for the GHB, etc. Now, there previously had been a back and forth between the feds and Diddy's legal team saying you guys can't actually keep talking to the press. They were trying to claim that the feds were racist was one claim, right? And they were both going back, sort of sharing examples that neither of them should be talking. And the judge said, "You're correct. Just stop talking." Does that include all these lawyers of all these other extra suits, or this is just the Fed case? Like, does this not fall into the same sort of problem that the feds faced when Diddy's lawyers presented it in court, and that, yeah, these lawyers should stop trying to trial it in the public. They need to wait till the case happens. How does that work?
So there's two parties to the criminal case. It's the United States of America versus, Sean Combs. Those are the two parties, and each party is represented by counsel. So the federal court has authority over, the U.S. government and its counsel, and over Sean Combs and his counsel, to saying, hey, here's some restrictions on pretrial statements to the media. So that's possible. But here, the statements that he's complaining about in this letter, or his attorney's complaining about in the letter, are not statements by the government. These are statements by Attorney Busby, who's a civil attorney who is in no way connected to the government. He's just a lawyer who's been hired by people to sue. And then the clients of Busby, and then the other lawyers and clients that are out there making civil claims. Those people are not parties to the criminal case. And like I said earlier, it's not even clear that the people who are suing in civil court, meaning for damages against Sean Combs, are even going to be named victims, witnesses in the criminal case. Now, it would make a lot of sense that the government would reach out to these other folks. I'm sure that's happened, saying, hey, you're identifying yourself as a victim and you're suing Sean Combs. Do you want to cooperate with us? What do you know? And they may end up being part of the criminal trial, but we don't know that at this point. And the court really doesn't have much authority over these other people because they're not parties and not counsel to their action.
Have you ever seen a scandal so wild it makes the OG trial seem tame? Hold on to your seat, because what's about to unfold in Hollywood is bigger than the Met Gala. The streets are saying this leak is about to flip Tinseltown upside down, and nobody's going to come out unscathed. Picture this. Celebs sipping their overpriced juices, and then, bam, that video drops, spreading like wildfire on social media. Everyone's watching Diddy squirm like never before. The internet lost it. Servers were crashing, and the buzz was felt from BA to Brooklyn. I can't spill everything, but trust me, this video makes the Real Housewives look like child's play. Diddy's rambling about secrets that could ruin everything, and Twitch's name is being thrown around non-stop. The tension in the video is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Reactions came in fast. Diddy tried to put out the flames, calling it a misunderstanding, while Twitch's crew jumped in to defend him. Fans, they were more divided than a pizza at a Super Bowl party. But here's where it gets juicy. Celebs started picking sides, unfollowing each other, throwing shade, and posting cryptic messages. It felt like a high school drama, but with way more expensive shoes.
I mean, it's a bad look to me because it does seem like they're trying to silence the victims. They're trying to silence the media. And it's odd because his lawyer has been out there justifying the oil at Costco and doing all this stuff. So, like, which is it, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't be out there defending in the press and putting your own stuff. Or can you? How does that work? If everyone's allowed to sort of say what they want, is he allowed to? Is that the best move moving forward? What would you advise, I guess, to his team? Is this a smart move, or does this make it look like he's silencing us all, which to me isn't a good look?
Yeah, I mean, there's rules on pretrial publicity by lawyers in the United States, and we have to remember, federal government did a press conference. You know, I mean, Southern District in New York prosecutor came out and made a press conference. We all watched that, and it was powerful and, you know, specific. And so the government's doing this too. The thing is that really what these publicity rules do allow for is to saying, hey, if you are a witness, please come forward, help the government. Or Combs' attorney can say, if you're a witness, please come forward and cooperate with us in our defense. So that's an appropriate use of pretrial publicity, is to get that, you know, other people out there to cooperate. Again, they do have to be very careful in the type of statements that they're making. The baby oil, buying it in bulk from Costco, is just silliness. So, you know, again, the federal court can clamp down on these lawyers that are involved for Combs and the U.S. government. But here, this letter is attacked, you know, towards the news media, which there's zero authority to do anything about, and other people who just happen to have claims against him who are not, at this point, named necessarily as victims in the criminal case. So again, it just seems like he is getting pummeled. He's got an avalanche of negative information against him, and he's trying to kind of basically unbury himself. But I don't think this is going to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because this Damien guy, the agent, has responded. The defendant, citing no authority, having listed that such an order bind any local and federal law enforcement agents assisting any aspect of the investigation or any related grand jury proceedings, including but not limited to the Department of Homeland. The proposal was plainly overbroad, as it would require the government to be held accountable for potentially thousands of agents in an independent law enforcement agency over whom the government has no authority or oversight. The Homeland Security employs over 200,000 individuals, as it states here. It basically just says this order would be impossible to enforce. I mean, do you agree with this? Is this a silly thing? How do you think this is going to net out?
Yeah, I think it is silly. You know, we kind of understand that there's a lot of high-profile cases. I mean, we cover these all the time, and they are able to find jurors. I mean, look at Depp Heard. I mean, they found, you know, some people might say, oh, that was a bad example, but we have high-profile cases all the time, intense media coverage, and they find jurors who say that they either don't know anything about the case because they just don't follow the news, or if they've heard things, are able to set that aside and follow the judge's instructions and base their, you know, verdict on the evidence that's presented. At least they're going to swear, hey, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So even me, like I say, you know, you and I have heard all this stuff. It's like, okay, I could serve on the jury. It's like, because I don't believe what people say, you know, just because they say it. I mean, it's like I would be able to serve on the jury because I would listen to the evidence.
Yeah.
So even me that's heavily involved in following this, it's like, okay, I mean, the guy sounds guilty, but I would be willing to have an open mind and listen to the evidence and make a verdict.
Yeah, it is all about the due process.
I don't think this threatens his ability to get a fair jury.
Everyone and their grandma had a theory about who leaked the video. Was it an angry ex, a fed-up employee, or maybe an inside job? Some people even thought Twitch might have dropped it himself, flipping the script on Diddy. Others speculated it could have been someone from Diddy's inner circle, hired of his antics and ready to watch it all burn. Careers were on the line, with reputations built over decades crumbling fast. But just when everyone thought they had it figured out, a twist hit that had people gasping. Whispers started about the video's authenticity, with some claiming parts of it might be AI generated. Can you imagine? Now, we can't even trust what we see with our own eyes. And just when you think it's over, think again. This is Hollywood, where the drama never ends. What's coming next is so shocking, it'll make everything we've talked about look like child's play. The tea that's about to spill, it's not just hot, it's nuclear.
Ellen was being canceled. People were looking at him saying, why are you supporting this woman? And I think that is just a lot of pressure. Human beings are not designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like, I know. And he was just like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
You know, it was already reported that Twitch left a note.
And see, we can have our opinions or whatever, but like I said, when you have people that are close to these people and they say things, it's like, come on, man. You know, because we're on the outside looking in. And a lot of these people, you don't know what kind of conversations they be having and all that. So a lot of these people know a lot. You know, these people that are close to them, they vent to them because they trust that they're not going to say anything. So it's like, it's a lot, man.
Remember when I said the drama never sleeps in Hollywood? Well, it just woke up and went into overdrive the morning after that video dropped. Tinseltown turned into a battlefield. Big names were scrambling for cover like they were in a war zone. But here's the real question. Were they running from Diddy, Twitch, or their own skeletons? Let me paint you a picture. The day after the video, Hollywood looked like a tornado hit a glitter factory. Publicists were scrambling, agents stress-eating caviar, and celebs were changing their numbers faster than Taylor Swift changes boyfriends. The panic was thick in the air, and you could almost smell it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A-list celebs who used to be tight with Diddy suddenly acted like they didn't even know him. He was gone from their Instagram feeds like he'd been asterisk, Thanos, snapped asterisk out of existence. And some of these same folks were throwing shade at Twitch too, like he was guilty by association. The drama was asterisk, delicious asterisk. As for Diddy, the man who's been on top for decades is watching his empire crumble. We're talking canceled deals, pulled endorsements, and a fan base disappearing faster than a Snapchat story. If he doesn't pull off a miracle, he might be trading in his bad boy title for bye boy. Twitch? He might have dodged the worst of it, but he's not exactly in the clear. Word on the street is that some of his gigs are on thin ice now, and being tied to a scandal like this, even as a victim, can hurt your brand. It's like guilt by association, but in Hollywood.
Behind. And although investigators who found the note did not specify exactly what it read, the LAPD confirmed he cited past challenges he was struggling with. Well, according to Todrick, those past challenges had a lot to do with the toxic work environment at Ellen's show. Now, for those who recall, back in 2020, Ellen was accused of allowing an on-set culture of discrimination based on color, fear, and intimidation by several former employees, even though she strongly denied the allegations and said she did not know about them.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show. This is the Ellen DeGeneres Show. I am Ellen DeGeneres. My name is there. My name is there. My name is on underwear. We have had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, our workplace, and what we want for the future. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
Based on a report that was done by BuzzFeed, an employee who claimed she was fed up with comments about her skin color essentially walked off the job. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers not to speak to Ellen DeGeneres if they saw her around the studio. Most of the former employees actually blamed executive producers and other senior managers for the day-to-day toxicity. But one former employee said that ultimately it's Ellen's name on the show, and she really needed to take more responsibility for the workplace environment. Guess who was an executive producer on the show? Yup, Twitch. So So, was he also making people of color suffer, or was he among the ones being discriminated against? I don't know. But what I will tell you is that a black woman who used to work on the show told BuzzFeed News she experienced offensive comments, actions, and microaggressions during her year and a half as an employee. She said that when she was hired, a senior level producer told her and another black employee, "Oh wow, you both have buck braids. I hope we don't get you confused." And at a work party, she said one of the main writers told her, "I'm sorry, I only know the names of the white people who work here." In addition, one former employee said that after working on the Ellen DeGeneres show for nearly a year, they took medical leave for 1 month to check into a mental health facility for attempting to take their life. And the week they returned to work, they were told that they were fired. The former employee also said, and I quote, "Some of the producers talk openly in public about addiction and mental health awareness, but they're the reason there's a stigma. They definitely don't practice what they preach with the Be Kind mantra." Well, at the time when Ellen was getting all this backlash, Twitch was also getting dragged because 1, he was supporting Ellen, and 2, he was also a producer for the show. Other than the work duties, Twitch was also a close friend to Ellen, and she took him to a lot of places in Hollywood, including allegedly to Diddy's parties. Baby, we all know that Diddy was a regular on the Ellen show, and we know that Ellen was invited to Diddy's parties because he once told her that he had invited her to a bunch of parties, but Ellen had yet to show up. Note that Ellen was invited to all the parties, all of them. But the only reason she never went to the earlier parties was because they were too far.
Yeah, I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
This scandal isn't just shaking up a few careers. It's got the potential to flip the entire industry on its head. We're talking about exposing the dark side of Hollywood. The secrets, the lies, the dirty deals. It's like someone finally grabbed a broom and swept out all the webs. And believe me, there are plenty of them. But hold up, there's more. The word on the street is that this scandal could cause some serious collateral damage. Diddy's infamous Little Black Book is reportedly packed with names, and if it ever comes to light, we're going to need more popcorn. Right now, both sides are in full damage control. Diddy's team says the allegations are completely false and part of a smear campaign. Twitch's camp is taking the high road, saying, "We're aware of the rumors and letting the facts speak for themselves." This mess is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti, but let me tell you, this story is far from over. Just when you think it's quieting down, another twist hits. This saga's got more turns than a pretzel factory, and we're just getting started. The real question is who will be left standing when all is said and done. Because in Hollywood, today's hot tea could be tomorrow's lukewarm water, and you never know who's brewing the next pot.